Hello, welcome to the Health In Show, an affiliate program of Homeopathy World Community. You've come to the right place to tune in and participate with your comments and questions. Love is the greatest healer of all, but sometimes, in order to change our emotions, we must take action in other spheres of our lives. We speak with experts in alternative and complementary health fields and hope you will benefit in some small or great way. Remember, you are wherever your thoughts are. Make sure your thoughts are where you want to be.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. This is the Health In Show. My name is Marilyn Shannon. And as always, we're delighted to have you with us today. Please feel free to join us anytime you like. And you can join us in our chat. Just put your name, nickname, whatever you like, and there'll be lots of action and good things going on there. And you are more than welcome to call in to our studio if you have a question, a comment, anything you'd like. 919-518-9773. Or you can come in on Skype at computers, that's plural, the number 2K voice, that will be voice, not video. And please feel free anytime to call, check in, ask a question, whatever is on your mind and in your heart. And today is a really exciting day, and we're happy to be here. And just remember, our show will air each month, the second Tuesday in the month from 10 to 11 a.m. And we plan on bringing you the best of homeopathy and subjects that you will not want to miss. So let's get on with our show. I'm going to introduce Kavitha, who is a dear friend and my co-host and everything. And here she is. She's the administrator with Homeopathy World Community, and she will introduce our guest. Take it away, Kavitha.
Thank you so much, Marilyn. And I see Debbie in you. Debbie is always with us and with everyone, her beautiful chain. Okay, hello everyone. And first, I wanted to thank always Amnon for helping us with these shows. Without him, we would not have made it. And all our health shows are for educational purpose and public awareness, and they are not intended to provide any self-treatment for any serious conditions. And today, February 12th, 2019, our topic for this show is pain management, acute and chronic with homeopathy. And before I proceed further, I would like to inform everyone that Council for Homeopathic Certification has sent information to that in regards to the federal government homeopathic comment, which is needed to provide homeopathy as a viable pain management alternative to the United States Department of Health and Human Services. And the comment deadline is March 20th, 2019. We have posted a link on the HWC website, Homeopathic World Community, and we will also try to post the link on the chat. And today, our special guest, Dr. Adil Chintanawala, he has been on Health In Show several times. And for those who are not aware of him, I would like to give a little bit description. He got his bachelor's degree in medicine, MBBS, from Nagpur University and DNB, Internal Medicine. He has done BHMS and MD Medicine in Homeopathy from Aurangabad, India. He worked as a resident physician in the Department of Cardiology at the Postgraduate Institute of Medical Sciences and Super Specialty Hospital, Nagpur. He is the Secretary of National Academy of Homeopathy, India, and is in charge of clinical and academic activities and projects. He heads the Department of Clinical Medicine of Academy. He takes care of administration and conduction of postgraduate homeopathic residential schools and the late Dr. J.N. Kanchilal Memorial Workshops. He has delivered several lectures on homeopathy in cardiology at national and international seminars and symposiums in California, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, Australia, Morocco, etc. His contributions to the academics of homeopathy range from publishing books to being a regular coordinator to various national and international journals and souvenirs. He is the recipient of Dr. Hahnemann Award for the Excellence in Homeopathy given at the International Congress at Holistic Healing at Nagpur and Avantika Dhanvantri Award given by Chikitsa Sansar at Ujjaini and was awarded the prestigious Homeopathy for excellence in the chosen field of medicine in Lucknow. He is the author of 4 textbooks of homeopathy. Recently has been appointed as mentor and PG guide to give complete guidance to postgraduate students in homeopathy by the Hahnemann College of Homeopathy, United Kingdom. And he does the international schools at the Australia cities of Brisbane and Melbourne. Let us welcome Dr. Adil to our show, and it's a great pleasure to have you here.
Good morning. How are you, friend?
We are all doing good, Adil.
And it's been a
So,
pleasure after coming. The last show which I held, the health and show, was with Debbie. That was on 10th of January in 2017. And now again, I'm back with you, Kavita. And you and in Marlin, where I see Debbie. And I hope that we continue this association for a long time to come.
thank you so much, Adil. Yes, she's all
Okay.
with us, and it's a wonderful
Kavitha,
thing.
yes, Kavitha, hold on just a second. Dr. Advil, your audio is a little low. Could you turn it up a little bit?
Okay. Just a minute.
And friends, as Marilyn said, if you have any questions, please do put it in the chat. Sorry, I cannot see chat, and I thank everyone who are in the chat who logged in. So I haven't, I will not be seeing the chat. So forgive me. But if you have any questions, please do put it in the chat, and Marilyn and someone will post it. So, Dr. Adil, today's our topic is a big topic, but let us go a little bit about the types of pains, acute and chronic, and how homeopathy can manage.
Well, basically, pain is an unpleasant sensation, and it varies in degrees of severity from mild, localized discomfort to severe agony. And it can be because of either injury, uh, disease, and emotions. Now, there are three things connected with pain. A is the stimuli, that is the actual stimuli, physical or otherwise. Second is the perception of pain. Now, this perception of pain makes all the difference. And this is how, in homeopathy, we alter the perception of pain, because in homeopathy, we don't have actual drugs as painkillers. What we actually have is alteration of perception of pain. Uh, as coming to the types of pain, there are two different types of pain. It can be acute pain or a chronic pain. Generally, acute pain is a pain which lasts for maximum a week or so. After that, we have a subacute pain or a chronic pain. So basically, pain is a defense mechanism of the body. Any organism having pain, it's one component of inflammation. Inflammation is the pathological process which actually is meant for defense of the organism, both mental as well as physical. So we have physical defenses in the form of pain. Mental pain is again a defense mechanism to fight the situation and make you strong.
And Marilyn, is everyone able to send message in chat? Some
Yeah, when there's a
is
message,
it working?
when there's a message, I'll let you know.
Yeah. So what I was telling was, since it's a defense mechanism, the pain, when we're talking about physical pain, it warns the brain that the tissues may be in jeopardy. And if it's a mental pain, then it is directly transferred via the hypothalamus. There's a hypothalamus pituitary axis. So that hypothalamus is also the seat of the mind. So mental pain is directly transferred from the seat of pain in the brain is thalamus. So from thalamus to hypothalamus and hypothalamus to the mind, it is directly transmitted. So this is the pain chakra, what we call, or the circle of pain.
Right. And Adil, usually when it comes to homeopathy, they say the thing in the public, like it is so slow and not able to, with respect to the pain. But we have very good remedies. Say, just take the example of arnica. And one example which I would tell, where a 7-year kid, the car just little bit tire went on his thing and it got bruised and everything, but with arnica one name he was able to come out so quickly. And everyone, they are so aware of the medicines, common medicines like arnica, and the hypericum and the trio of the pain, which you will be going to tell in later on. So that's such a thing that right remedy, simple things. Even with the dentist, they have this arnica in their thing. So and there are several benefits which can help, and the pain can relieve in few seconds. So you are Adil, right now what we are facing is like with the integrative community and the Congress people here, they are looking for the therapeutic evidence of the pain management and how we can help with the homeopathy. Just a little bit about it.
Yeah. Uh, what is important? Let us first classify. See, muscle basically. When we're talking about physical pain, let us concentrate on physical pain. Pain. Uh, we have got a smooth muscle pain, which we call as colic in our medical terminology. We have a skeletal muscle pain, which we call as a cramp. Then there's a cardiac muscle pain, which is referred to as angina. There's a nerve pain, which is called as neuralgia. There's a periosteal pain. Periosteum is the covering of the bone. And if you cut the bone, nothing happens. But if you even stretch the periosteum, then the pain starts. So there's a periosteal pain, which is called as commonly referred to as a bone pain. And there's a fibrous tissue pain, which is called as fibromyalgia. So these are the types of pain. Now, what has happened is the patient can present to us as pain being the only initial symptom and only symptom. For example, migraine, headache is the only symptom. Either one side, right side, left side, whatever. Or it can accompany an original disease. For example, osteoarthritis. So I have got osteophytes in my, say, left of the elbow, wrist. And because of that, I'm having pain. So that is, it can be accompaniment of an original disease. Sometimes what happens is, I have been suffering from, say, headache since a long time. And today I've come for treatment for eczema to a homeopath. The homeopath takes my history, administers a constitutional medicine based on my physical and the mental symptoms, and then my eczema subsides and the original pain recurs. So that is pain occurring after a constitutional remedy. Then you can have pain due to structural deformities. For example, if I have had a fracture of, say, a particular part, then and my finger has become this way, and that is because of that I'm having pain. So pain because of structural deformities. And then we can have the last set of pain, which is called as a fixed pain, or a psychological pain, or a hysterical pain. So these are 5 different types of presentation a patient can come to a homeopath, and all these are manageable.
Doc,
So
can I ask you one question before you go on?
sure.
And also, I want to remind everyone we have a chat. Please feel free to come in there, put your name, your nickname, whatever you like. You can ask questions, and you can also ask Dr. Adil any questions you want as well. I want to know how quickly does homeopathy take to work on a pain like you're speaking of?
Depends on which type of pain you are talking about. It can act in minutes and can act in hours. So, for example, angina. Like I can't handle a patient of angina if it takes too long. And I'm basically a homeopathic cardiologist. So I admit patients, I hospitalize patients. I have to treat them ASAP, because if I don't, then that angina will worsen into an infarction, can worsen into an infarction. So, and we are doing it daily, day in and day out, and we are being quite successful. Past 20, 25 years, we are dealing with cardiac patients. So you can see that homeopathy also acts in minutes, provided the medicine is correct. Second, the potency is correct.
Okay.
So, Madeline, in response to your thing, one time one doctor has said, conventional doctor has said, like it will take 1 year for that bruise to come. But within the homeopathic remedy, the correct dosage, correct potency, within 1 week it got vanished. So they are suppressed. So they are very effective, but need to get the right remedy, right potency, and the repetition. So
Yeah, this is critical. I mean, and I hope I know our audience is listening hard, because this is critical, because when you have chronic pain, it's leading to the opioid addiction. It's leading to this epidemic. And there are a lot of people who are having chronic pain. So, listen hard and listen for the people that you love that are not watching the show now, that have chronic pain and have been on opioids for years. This is critical.
Yes, Madeline. And Adil, since you are a cardiologist and you have treated, you have your own hospital and everything. So here the cardiac arrest has been so prominent. And can you just talk about whether it has a pain or no pain? Just little bit insights on the cardiac pain and how your experience in treating those conditions and what message we can give for them.
Now, see, uh, cardiac pains are of different types. Concentrating on cardiac pains, the most acute and the most killer is a heart attack pain or an acute myocardial infarction pain. Okay. Now, many patients die not because of the heart attack, but because of the pain of the heart attack. And we have drugs like plumbum, we have drugs like arsenic, we have drugs like uh, aconite, which can actually alleviate pain if it's given in very high potency, like we administer in CM potency. So if I'm able to decrease the pain of a heart attack, I have actually won half the battle. In homeopathy, we don't have any medications as of now, at least 2019, to dissolve the clot ASAP, like thrombolysis, what they do in modern medicine. So at least if we can reduce the pain, I'll give you an example. Recently, I was traveling uh, in a train, and it was 3 a.m. at morning, and I was coming to Nagpur from a particular place. A patient aged around 70 years old, gentleman, and he started having severe chest pain in the train. Now, normally you do get, I was not carrying any medications at that time. So I was the only doctor in that compartment, and I was asked to call for help. Now, what happened was, I asked anyone around if there's a heart patient, because it was very evident that the patient was having a heart attack. Profuse perspiration, severe chest pain. Now, heart attack pain or cardiac pain, generally 99% will be accompanied by sweating, eructations, burps, excessive flatulence, or at least the sensation for urination or stools. These are autonomic symptoms which are an accompaniment of cardiac pain. If I have excruciating pain, but none of these are present, I will doubt the diagnosis of a heart pain. So, what happened was, this gentleman had profuse perspiration, and I was asked to help. Now, coincidentally, no one in the entire compartment was a cardiac patient, and he himself had the chest pain for the first time in his life. So, I remember the first golden rule of saving patients, heart attack patients, without medications. So, what I did was, now remember, friends, if a heart attack patient vomits, then it's a bad sign. But if it's made to vomit, then it's a good sign. It decreases the pain. So I asked someone if they had some sweets, and luckily one of the fellow passengers had brought some sweets. So I asked this gentleman to have uh, some sweets. He said, "I'm in no mood to have sweets." I said, "Please have it." He had some few sweets, drank some water, and then started vomiting. And moment he started vomiting, the entire chest pain had gone. So this is how you decrease the chest pain without having any drugs. This is something to remember in an acute emergency. When you know the patient is having heart attack, but you don't have anything, any other medication, and the train was about to reach the station, so there was no help, medical help.
That was
So,
wonderful.
and like then of course we reached Nagpur station. He was in an ambulance. Ultimately, he went to a hospital. He was diagnosed with triple vessel disease. Angiography was done. His bypass was done. And after say 15, 20 days, he came back again to thank me. So a life was saved just by eating sweets at the correct time and vomiting. Now you can't have salt water. Salt water also induces vomiting. But in heart attack or any pain, the BP increases. So if you with salt water, the BP will shoot up again. So that is why we can't have salt water for vomiting. We have to induce vomiting with sweets. Secondly, so this is one type of pain which is manageable with homeopathy but not treatable with homeopathy. That is acute heart attack pain. Second type of pain is angina pain, where there's a blockage but not a heart attack pain. So we have got at least 14 to 15 wonderful remedies which are very fast acting, and they can manage pain. Now, how do we select those drugs? How do we select a remedy for chest pain, for angina pain? So we have made a protocol. I have sent a PowerPoint presentation of the protocol. It is called ISRA protocol, ESRA. Uh, E is for exciting factor, S is for site, R is for radiation, and A is for associated symptom. Now, let me just give an example. For example, I am angry at someone, and because of my anger, I have expressed the anger, but because of my anger, I have started having chest pain. If that is the case, then the drug is Briania. I am angry, but I could not express my anger, and because of that, I am having chest pain. That pain is Colocin. Now, both the drugs, Briania as well as Colocin, are for anger and chest pain. Second, drugs, suppose I have been insulted, and vice versa, I have insulted the other person, but yet I am having, after that insult, I am having chest pain. That is Naxwamika. Suppose if I have insulted the person, I have been insulted, but I have been unable to reply back, then and still have a chest pain, that is Staphylococcus. So ailments after humiliation is not always Staphylococcus. You can have Naxwamika as well. So likewise, we have fantastic remedies: Colocin, Staphylococcus, opium, acid phos, chamomilla, coffee. Different situations and different. Suppose that the times when you don't have, you can't point to any insults or any emotional setbacks. But if the patient says, "Doctor, I just cannot walk after eating. Moment I start walking after having meals, I start having chest pain, angina. The drug is Spigelia. Doctor, I can walk after having meals, but I cannot ascend steps. If I ascend steps, I start having a chest discomfort or angina. The drug is Glonine." So they are wonderful remedies. They act very fast. In fact, it's been 20 years. None of my patients have had to take sorbitrate if I have given these drugs. And I give them one bottle to keep them in emergencies. And when none of these drugs have failed, I give them in 1 potency whenever they wish to take, and they have to just take 1 dose and they're better by pain. So this was a second type of pain, angina. And the third type of pain is for pericardial pain. The pericardium is the covering of the heart. And if it stretches, then it causes pain. So this pain is the domain of drugs like Spongia and Briania.
That is very helpful information, Adil, because homeopathy considers person as a whole, their emotional, apart from the physical symptoms, their emotional, mental symptoms. And again, once again, this is for educational purpose. So, in case if you need to consult your practitioner and have the remedies. So, Dr. Deepak is also here. Hello, Deepak.
Hello, Dr. Adil. Hello, Dr. Kavita. So it is wonderful to hear you about the pain management from the homeopathy, and we all knows that homeopathy can do the miracles within a fractions of seconds. And Dr. Adil is an expert in the pain management, as I heard and I seen many cases of him. So it is wonderful to share. But instead, health in is a learning show. So we advise to do not take medicine according to your prescription. Just go for to the homeopath or any consultant nearby you. Then take a proper medication.
Hi,
So you
Deepak.
can,
Thank you very much.
yes, you can continue, Dr. Adil.
Any
Yeah.
questions you have, Deepak, for Adil?
Nothing now. You just continue.
Okay. And Adil, do you have anything which the pain management in your clinic, like aged above 60 years? What kind of for their problems, for their pain, how you're managing with homeopathy?
Now, this is a very interesting question. See, cardiac patients will come, only a limited set of patients come. But what we have today, all over the world, the whole globe, whether it is less than 60 or older than 60, is a disease called as chronic fatigue syndrome, CFS. One of the main components of chronic fatigue syndrome is fibromyalgia. You have cervical spondylosis pain, you have lumbar spondylosis pain, you have backache, you have muscular pain, you have bony pain. Different people will experience different. This is more in urban areas and less in rural areas, because rural areas they're more exposed to sun. Urbanites generally are completely covered, and sun is lacking. So old people generally bring on fibromyalgia. That is the first. Second, they bring on pains of osteoarthritis, which is again age related. Now that is a fixed pain. Now since it's a fixed pain, people get tired. They keep on doing they go doctor shopping, because they're frustrated of the pain, and they should have come to homeopath first, because with single remedy we can actually cure them. So now let us talk about both of these disorders. Pains above above 60 years. uh, A is fibromyalgia pain. When you go to a homeopath, he or she is going to ask you certain questions so that he can select a pain remedy. There are around 16 commonly used drugs in homeopathy for fibromyalgia. So you have to report, or you have to actually observe uh, whether your pains are aggravated in the morning, they are aggravated by motion, and if they are aggravated by dry cold air or wet cold air, or are they aggravated at rest, or they aggravated at night, afternoon, evening. So time of the day is important. Aggravation or better by motion is important, and wet cold and dry cold, which is important. Likewise, we have got tremendous effective drugs like Bryonia, Phytolacca. Cervical spondylosis, a very common problem. Old age person driving for long distances starts having stiffness in the uh, neck as well as the side muscles, and better by massage, the drug would be Bryonia or Cimicifuga. Suppose you have got joint pains, either fixed joint pains or fleeting joint pains. One of the commonest drugs used is Phytolacca. Now, since you have to take it for a long time, you can use it in tincture form or mother tincture form. It's quite safe, and it can be with any other therapy which you are taking, like calcium as well as vitamin D3, which you are normally taking. You can use homeopathic drugs as adjuvants. But I advise, since it's a health show, you better go to a homeopathic practitioner and get the potency as well as the drug verified, because the principle of homeopathy is highly individualistic. What I am saying is a general what you call information. Now, second is, suppose if you got muscle pain, muscle stiffness with pain. One of the commonest drugs used is Rustox or Stellaria media. These both are very effective, and you can use it for a long time, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, but in a very low potency, again in tincture form. Then we have got fixed pains like osteoarthritis pain. We have proved a drug called as osteoarthritic nosode. This drug, very few people again know, even few homeopaths know, but it's a wonderful drug to decrease or arrest. You can't say arrest, but you can say definitely curtail the progress of osteoarthritis. So osteoarthritic nosode is administered once. So whatever once it is established diagnosis, then the drug arrests or curtails the progress, and then you can give painkillers like Plumber metallicum, sulfur, rhododendron. Again, very people above 60 years who are particularly diabetics, they suffer from a disease called as herpes zoster, herpes. High, and in this case, the best painkiller is ranunculosis bulbosus. It immediately decreases the pain, which is a post-herpetic neuralgic pain, which is a terrifying pain, and it stays at a long time after 60 years of age. If the same disease occurs in a 25 years or a 30 years old male, female, the pain is of very less duration. But post 60, 65 years, as the age advances, the same pain lasts for around 6 months. It's a very, very debilitating type of pain. Another constant pain is the knee pain. And the commonest drug used in our setup for knee pain, whether it is osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, or any arthritis pain, even gout pain, the drug of choice is oxalic acid. Oxalic acid is to be given in 1x, 2x, or 3x potency for a particular long time. And it takes care not only of the pain, but also it makes the patient mobile, agile, and the entire lifestyle can change just because of this one drug, and the patient can become symptom free.
That was really great, Adil. There is a lot of information which I myself also do not know, like Phytolacca mother tincture that has to be. I usually give in potency, and when bryonia russtock fails, then the Phytolacca. And about the oxalic acid, lower potency 1x and 3x. That is so much things which we do not, we give that same remedy, but in a different potency and may not see the results. But as per your knowledge and this sharing, giving the remedy in right potency, then it works really great. That is most important. So this is really very helpful.
I want to ask, I have 2 questions to ask as I'm sitting here listening, and you might have already said some of this already, but I think it would be important to share it again because we have so many people that are listening that are not homeopaths. I have 2 questions. So first of all, what actually does a remedy do to the pain? What does it actually do to the pain? And also, I would love you to talk about homeopathy and a menstrual cycle because I am doing right. I mean, one of my next books is about addiction. And I have spoken and interviewed people who actually got addicted because they started having their period and they were given opioids, pain medicine. So I think that's a really big problem because it's starting off early. So I'd love to know, first of all,
Number one.
what homeopathy actually does to the pain, and then also if you can share some information about the menstrual cycle because we have young girls that are getting addicted.
Wonderful questions. See, I told you in the beginning that pain has got 2 aspects. Number one is the actual physical appraisal of pain, and second is the perception of pain. For example, some people, like certain African tribes, you must have seen, they keep on poking. There's so many the cheeks and the nose, etc., poked with so many metals, ornaments.
That's good.
And these people don't experience pain because they are taught not to experience pain from the very beginning. So their perception of pain, the threshold of pain is very, very high. So homeopathic medicine, first being a dynamic or energy medicine, first modifies this perception of pain. Since we have no direct medicines which can act, see, all material medicines act via opioid receptors. Opioid receptors are present in the brain, and for example, drugs like paracetamol. Paracetamol, if you take 500 milligrams of paracetamol, that paracetamol will go and start acting on the opioid receptor. It will stimulate the opioid receptor, release a hormone, and decrease the sensation of pain. Homeopathy does that by altering the perception of the pain, directly acting on the mental level. So by this, we can modify pain. We can make the pain bearable. This is how homeopathy medicine acts. Second question is young girls or girls having menstrual pain, suffering. Now, we have got wonderful drugs. I would like to name 2. Number one, if the pain starts just before the periods, just before the menses, and continues as the blood flows, increases as the blood flows, the drug of choice is semicifuga. Secondly, if there is excessive pain during and the flow is profuse, another drug is sabina. So these are 2 remedies You need not take opium. I can vouch. I mean, although I don't deal with, because my mother is a homeopathic gynecologist, and I've seen so many patients for past so many years. They never need to take any opioid drugs. They need not take any NSAIDs or any non-steroidal drugs for pain relief. As far as dysmenorrhea, what we call this term as dysmenorrhea, pain before menses or pain during menses, and both of them can be wonderfully managed with homeopathy. You need not be
And
addicted also.
And in addition to Dr. Adil, whatever he said, they're both perfect. And the other common remedies which are available for the at the health food stores, and people are using the spasm relieving homeopathic remedies like Magfus and Polosynth. They are also very helpful in case if they could not find these the true remedies. If it this one, these Magfus and Polosynth, without their knowledge, they can use, and they're also helpful.
Correct, correct.
Wonderful. Dr. Adil, on the show, there are many people, so those are not aware about the homeopathy. So they want to know why they choose the homeopathy instead of the painkillers. What are the specialty of the homeopathic medicine in the pain management?
Now, number one, A, since homeopathy is effective, you choose. Number two, it acts very fast. Number three, they're relatively cheap. Number four, they have no side effects or very minimal side effects as compared to other painkillers or the painkillers of other systems of medicine, wherein the side effects are more, relatively more addictive potential is very high, as Marilyn correctly said. And So it's better. Why not to go for natural therapy, energy-based therapy, when your own body can control the pain with homeopathy? So I think homeopathy has superior in pain management.
Exactly. And one more thing is that, Malin, I want to tell you that as a Dr. Adil said, the pain medicine is depending on the cause. Like he said, the anger express cause the angina pain, that it brina works, then insert in the insert nux vomica is acting, and fear express is another medicine. So our homeopathic medicine is depending on the basic cause, either by the mental or either by the physical. So there is no specific remedy in homeopathy, and the specific remedies is just for the individualization. We individualize the case first, we individualize the symptoms first, then we go with the medicines. We are not going just a particular medicine. The aconite is working in the all type of pain. So homeopathic is really individualized medicine.
Deepak, let me ask you something based on what you just said. So thank you. Thank you all very much, because I'm sitting here and I'm saying to Amnon, this is really good stuff. So once you've analyzed everything that you just said, and you do give some remedy, then you have to come back at a certain point and analyze it again, right? It's like you have to, or not.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes, definitely, right? Once the energy has shifted, you have to come back and revisit it again. Isn't that correct? So it's not like you just take a remedy and you're feeling better and you're done. You might have to come back and revisit it and just keep on addressing the issues.
Yes.
Until
No,
the root cause is addressed, the deep underlying cause is addressed, the pain will come and go, and it is it will be like a palliative, but otherwise it becomes like complete cure.
Yes.
So
Likewise, for example, uh, every kind of angina pain, in the conventional medicine they are using the single medicine sorbitrate, and many times it doesn't work. But in homeopathy, we first analyze the cause. It from the grief, it from the anger, or it from the physical injury, or it from the any other causes. So first we analyze the case, and then we will go with the homeopathic individual homeopathic medicine. So that is the only quality in the homeopathic medicine, that it should be individualized. No specific remedies are there.
Marilyn, I would like to add here. Now, since I would like to complete the answer to Deepak's, it's a, now, homeopathy addresses two types of pain. I mean, addresses pains in two types. Number one is the acute pain. For example, let's take an example of headache. Today I'm having headache, which is on the right side. The patient has come and I give ABCD medicine in a particular potency, repeated often till the pain goes away. Second work of homeopathic medicine would be if I address the person having the pain. Marilyn having pain, I ask her physical generals, her mental state, her spiritual state, and I give a constitutional medicine for Marilyn. I not only eradicate the tendency for migraine, so that, and this migraine will never come again. So homeopathy has an added advantage, as Deepak said. Why should people take homeopathy? Not only for the pain at present, but for the pain not to recur again. We have both the tools, which in
This
no
is
other
very,
system of medicine has.
thank you, Adil. This is very interesting. And Adil, do you have, can you please share some experience in the pain management for the cancer patients? Because cancer is so widely spread everywhere and they are suffering so much.
Yeah. Now, there are a lot of debates about cancer. Now, as I said, there can be two pains in cancer. A, the pain can be because of the tumor proper. For example, if I have a tumor in the esophagus, in the food pipe, that is blocking and that is causing pressure symptoms, and that can have pain here. Okay. Second is, every cancer secretes certain, every cancer is an inflammatory process, and pain is an integral part of inflammation. So, for example, leukemias. The leukemias cause added stress on the bone marrow to produce more blood, and that is the reason why you have bony pains. So, uh, unless we have got two remedies, two types of remedies for cancer pains. A, the pains of cancer, and second, originally, if you treat the cancer, for example, if you can treat leukemia, I have got out, as of now, 7 AML patients, acute myeloid leukemia patients under us, who were presented with various types of pain and now treated completely with homeopathy without undergoing chemotherapy. And I'm proud to say homeopathy, they're there since nearly five years. So if you have a patient for 5 years, you can declare them as cured. But I'm not going to say that. How do we manage cancer patients? Certain very, very wonderful drugs, which Dr. Hahnemann has proved and which we have been proving. Number one, Ruta. I mean, you can have, I should not, I don't know whether I should say this, but in the last days of Debbie, when she was, I mean, on that stage, a painful stage, the Ruta was the remedy. I thought I gave you.
Yes, Adil. Yeah, we had the rota and I have given her, but the tarantula cubensis was the remedy. We could not
Yeah,
have it.
yeah. So Tarantula cubens is a spider and is one of the finest remedies for any type of cancer pains. I mean, and it really works. It has to be given in very high potencies, repeated often, and it decreases the pain to a very great effect. You actually don't need opioid analgesics. You actually don't need NSAIDs. This is a personal experience for past 25, 30 years in managing patients. So Tarantula cubensis. Second is Ruta. Ruta, again, on a long-term basis, can be given in tincture form, or in short-term basis can be given in high potencies to control any sort of pain. The third very, very effective painkiller in cancer is Bryonia. Again, very high potencies are required because the cancer pains are very bad pains. They don't come easily. Abdominal pains because of abdominal cancers respond to plumbum. There's a remedy called plumbum, and plumbum not only takes care of the constipation that goes along with abdominal cancers, but also of the pains of cancers, incarcerated hernias, which occur because of cancers, and the twisting of the intestines, which can occur because of cancers of the abdomen. So you can have plumbum. And one of the finest remedies for brain cancers, uh, where you have got very great headache, but headache with intense restlessness, the drug of choice is chamomilla. So these are few remedies. Of course, homeopathy has got around 360 to 370 remedies for tackling cancer patients and cancer pains. But these are few remedies very frequently used in managing cancer pains with homeopathy.
That is very good, Adil. And when you said chamomilla, I still remember a child, like 3 years or 4 years. The beauty of chamomilla, as Marilyn asked, how fast the pain, or we can see the result. In this child, within 1 hour, became so calm, otherwise so irritable, peevish, throwing, you cannot control. And after the remedy chamomilla, so calm and quiet. So again, the right remedy, right time. So that made me to remind that chamomile. So and
Kavitha,
Deepak, do you have
Kavitha,
any questions?
Kavitha, hold on one
Yeah.
second. I just want to make a comment from someone who is on the chat, and it is I apologize ahead of time if I pronounce it wrong, but Fatima Chimthan, and
Yeah.
said, "So good to hear all of you, and happy to see the enthusiasm."
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
you're
So, Dr.
welcome.
Adil,
It's
do you
also
have any experience? Do you have any experience with the acute abdominal pain, like in pancreatitis pain?
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Acute abdominal pain. The three master remedies are, if it's pancreatitis pain, the drug of choice is iris wort. And acute pancreatitis pain has to be treated at par as a heart attack pain, myocardial infarction. You have to admit the patient in the ICU. Now, since we have a hospital, we run a hospital. The first thing the patients expect from us is relief of pain. You do whatever you want to do, but relief of pain. So we don't use allopathy here at all, although we are doubly qualified. But we use homeopathy and give them a confidence that homeopathy can manage pain. If homeopathy can manage pain in acute level, you have actually won the patient. Patient is yours for lifetime because they have a sense of confidence that any sort of pain will is manageable. So acute abdominal pain, the first drug of choice is colocin. Whether the acute abdomen is because of intestinal obstruction, whether the acute abdomen is because of gallstones or renal stone, or it can be because of intestinal a tumor. So first is colocin. Now, over a period of time, we have learned that it does not matter whether the pain is left side or right side, because in colocin it is the left side pain, in McFors it is right side pain. It is good in books, but in clinical practice, colocin works in any sort of pain, provided the patient has intense agony and it is better by bending double. But the same thing, if the patient has got better by warm applications, then it is McFors. Now, one thing is we have noticed is if colocin, the McFors either are not working, then the second drug of choice for acute abdomen is slightly off-grade cupromet, because it releases the smooth muscle spasm. Cupromet is again a very, very important drug to be thought. If your colocin or McFors in repeated doses is not acting, then stop it instead of increasing the potencies and switch off to cupromet. So these are few. I can give many, many examples, but these are few drugs.
Wonderful, sir. And we also have a wonderful experience with the Brinian iris versicolor in the appendicitis. And we saved more than 12 cases in last 5 years, and we saved from the operations. So Brinian iris is a wonderful remedy to work in appendicitis. Wonderful. Thank you, sir.
So iris, Dr. Adil, is it in the mother tincture or the potency?
No,
30
no, 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 not 30, 10 m, 50 mcm.
Okay, higher potency.
Yeah, high potencies. And the criteria for using iris were it should be a burning type of pain. You cannot use iris in colicky type of pain. You have to have a burning sensation. Burning is a must. Instead of using arsenic, arsenic also has got this type of pain, but arsenic does not work. Better drug is iris wort anytime. So even in acidity pain, duodenal ulcer, for example, if it's a burning type of pain, better drug is iris wort rather than arsenic. That's our experience.
Right. And once again, I remind, since we have discussed so much in today's show, and just the as far as the federal government homeopathic comment, the link it has provided with respect to the pain management, for how we can treat with the homeopathy and alternative medicine. So please forward that link if it is posted in the chat. I don't know, Marilyn. I requested Kathy if it is posted in the chat, if they can use it. Otherwise, they can visit the Homeopathy World Community and look the criteria that way, because we have so much to offer. Homeopathy has so much to offer for the pain management, and the United States Department of Health and Human Services want to hear this comment before to March 20th, 2019 this year. So that will be really helpful. They have some criteria how we can submit the cases for this one. And Marilyn, do you have anything?
I'm just fascinated, and I'm. It's very interesting to be talking in terms of emotional perception, because that is
Exactly.
so at the root of 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 how pain can affect us.
Yes,
That
Marilyn.
is
And
that is
we
the
have
beauty
so
of
many, like
homeopathy.
hundreds of remedies for pain. So when we taper it to individualize the person with their emotions, we can come up with few
Right,
remedies.
right,
Dr.
right,
Deepak, go ahead.
right.
Yes, and this is Marlin. This is a beauty of homeopathic medicine, and only the home in homeopathic medicine that can perception only based on the perception. So the any homeopathic medicine who does not have pain in the symptoms, but in the mental symptoms, according to the mental symptom, any medicine can cure the pain if the perception is good.
So how do you affect the perception?
As I
It's a
told,
kind.
go ahead,
Go
Deepak, go
ahead,
ahead.
Adil.
Okay. As I told you, that homeopathy medicine acts on a dynamic level and it acts on the mind. Now, the chief controller of mind is hypothalamus, and hypothalamus is just next to thalamus, which is the pain controller of the body. And if the mind wants to change the perception of pain, for example, let's say uh, I have got, uh, I have injured my forearm, and if I repeatedly tell myself, nothing has happened, there's no pain, there's no pain, there's no pain, that is repeated self hypnosis or self positive healing. A similar type of energy, if I give via homeopathic drugs, same thing happens. I will not feel pain. Although the injury is there, but my perception of pain, that there's no pain, is modified by these homeopathic drugs. And the action is by the vital force or by the mind. Now, I can't explain what is vital force and at this at such a general level, but it's a force which governs our human organism, and that also governs the human mind. So if my human mind can change, my thought structure can change, and this is precisely what a homeopathic drug does, and that can change my perception to the pain,
But
and I will not feel the pain. The intensity can decrease.
that's why I think the connection and the relationship between the energy of is so relevant, because you're
Yeah,
working with the energy.
Yes, Madeline. Everything is our symptoms, our the remedies they act. Everything is by the energy. As Einstein said, everything in the universe is energy.
exactly.
And go ahead.
We have a similar approach like acupuncture, acupressure. Acupuncture, acupressure also modify, they are also energy sciences. They modify the energy perception of pain by the specific meridians. If you put a particular needle on a point which is on the meridian of that particular structure or the pain perception changes. It is not that the pain has decreased, it is the feeling of the pain in that person which has decreased. So pain becomes bearable. That is what we want. Either you do it chemically by, say, taking opioids or NSAIDs, you do it by some energy healing, by acupuncture, acupressure, or by homeopathy. Homeopathy is the safest of all. You have no injuries. In acupuncture, you can at least injure the person. Patient can still have pain of that needle, fear of
Right.
that pain. Acha. Along with pain, there's always fear also associated. So homeopathy can modify this fear also. That, for example, if I have got, I started having discomfort. Now, because I know that discomfort is in the chest, that fear will enhance the pain of heart attack and actually kill me. So homeopathy does both. It not only changes my perception to pain, but it decreases my fear also, and that is how my so whatever the pathology has occurred, that has occurred.
Right. Let me hold on just a second. Uh, Deepak, would you go ahead and explain what Kathy's got on here in the chat as far as promoting homeopathy as a viable form of pain management? She's addressing a U.S. government
Yes,
department.
Kathy. That is what I said in the beginning. To about the pain management, all they need to do is they click on that link and then they can get into
Just
the
say it,
website.
just in case.
And this is for the
Yeah, but Kavitha, for people who are listening who are not in the chat, could you just tell them what it is?
Yeah. So as far as that is the federal government homeopathic comment, and that is made for to protect the homeopathy, considering that viable pain management alternative to the United States Department of Health and Human Services. So we need to find how pain it can be managed with alternative medicine. It is homeopathy or anything. So that is the information which they wanted to get, and that is a comment. The federal government is looking for it, and this is
And
from the
also,
United States.
also the link inserted by Kathy is not open, and it will redirect to the homepage of Word
Yes,
SWC.
yes, it will be directed to the homeopathic world page of that one. There, the information is posted. Maybe, yeah. In the home, we have posted that information in homeopathic world community. That information. So if it gets into the HWC page, they need to click on that link. They can get into the homeopathic world community. The page is there.
March show. Can you share what we have for our March show coming up as well? Because we're almost out of time.
Yes, exactly. We have few minutes left, right, Kathy? Sorry, Madeline.
That's okay.
Yes. So our next show will be on the pain management opioid crisis with Dr. Dana Ullman. It is really very important because opioid crisis has become so much, and we would like to hear more about it with how we can manage with homeopathy. And that will be again next month, next Tuesday, same time, 10
Second
a.m.
Tuesday.
Eastern Standard.
Yes, second Tuesday in the month. We will be here. So also we are, as you've heard before, we are in the process of building a new website for Homeopathy World Community. Lots of wonderful things in store, a monthly show. We're going to be working on an ebook. You're going to want to become a member of our community. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to email me directly at Marilyn, MARILYN, at Marilyn Shannon, SHANNON.com. I'd be happy to assist you and guide you and direct you to whom you need to speak with. We'd love to have you join us. Kavitha, Deepak, any final anythings?
Thank you, Marlene. And this is a wonderful show. And it's a Debbie's dream that we provide the health on one platform. So thank you, Dr. Adil, for such a nice, wonderful explanation of the pain management and the homeopathic medicine. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yeah, you were really terrific, and I appreciate your kind of bringing the information kind of to a level that more people can understand. That's so important. So thank you so much for explaining it to me.
Thank you so much.
And I have again posted that link to Kathy so that if in case she can post it here or it is available on the HD. I was able to open it. I just tested. The link is there. They can open it. It is working. But thank you so much, Dr. Adil. We got a lot of information and we look forward to hear you more.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Always.
Wait.
Kavitha.
Yes, Amna.
The chat is not going to be available after the show. After the show, the chat goes away. if anybody is listening to the show,
Mhm.
that's why I wanted somebody to post a good link so I can actually make a lower third and put it right on one of your pictures,
I
one
took a
of your
picture of
shots, to be
Yeah,
able
and
that it'll be
Madeline, I
there.
did send that text message to you, but it is okay. It is already there
Okay.
on the Homeopathic World Community website. If they get into that one, they can just click the link and they can get the information about this, what that federal government is trying to tell and how we can help with the pain management.
Okay.
And thank
Keep
you, Amnon,
Okay.
once
keep
again, and
going.
Madeline, and all the listeners. I'm not able to see any of you, but thank you so much for tuning in, and we appreciate your feedback and comments.
Thank you all so
Thank
much.
you.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Amnan. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Devi.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by Telestream's Wirecast software, StreamingGear.com, Carolina Apparel, and DeltaForce.net.